How you going, Robbo here? I do a lot of party videos and I head out and have a good time. I thought it's about time to give something back and let you know what's going on. Got a bit of trouble out west. Thought I'd show you.
About an hour's drive from Brizzy in the small town of Arachula is where our story begins.
Sweet, well I've got the steering wheel on, that's all I need. The reins. It's raining today so we're going to go and take it a bit easy. I haven't been on a horse since I was a kid. Sweet, ready to roll. Now there are road rules when the horses are around. You are supposed to stop or at least slow right down so the horses can get out of the way. Now Kahela here's got a little story. We're going to explain it, see what's going on. So tell us what happened on this this bad day you went riding a couple of weeks ago.
Me and my 4 friends took some of our new horses out for a ride around the block through the bush up to the National Trail. When we were coming home, we were probably about 400 metres towards our gate. One of the local farmers in his vehicle come driving past, honking his horn.
That's illegal right there, to honk your horn. Yep.
Yep, and I just pointed across the road to one of the horse riding signs we finally got put up. It took my mum about a 5-year argument to get up.
That's all right.
Then we continued on our way, riding down the road, and then there comes to a point where we have to cross the road. So I went out on my horse first to make sure no cars were coming. The other girls went to cross the road. The same vehicle decided it was going to come back.
So this car had done a U-turn and come back again?
Yep. As I seen it coming, I just raised my hand up to make him stop and be aware that the horses are on the road. He kept coming, he was honking his horn again. My horse got a bit spooked, took off for about 300 to 400 metres. I was yelling at him to stop, screaming at him. He kept honking his horn so he couldn't hear what I was saying. I turned my horse around to try and get him to stop. By this stage we're on the footpath.
So at this stage he's chasing you with his car down the road?
Yeah, on the footpath.
On the footpath, yeah.
And then I got my horse to stop and he had to slam his brake on and my foot was stuck in between the bonnet of his car and on my horse. He kept honking and yelling. My horse reared up. I came down and landed on the bonnet of his car.
So you fell off your horse onto the bonnet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my horse took off. The other girls had to go and catch him because if he had went any further, he probably would have been hit by a truck. So have you got your bridle, Robbo?
Yep, sweet.
Right, now ready for your saddle?
No worries. Yeah, sweet.
Wait, the saddle!
Yeah, sweet. And what's the speed limit out here?
It's 100 k's.
100 k's out, so we're out in the bush, and the farmers should know there are horses around. How far from your driveway is it to the trail?
About 500 metres.
I'd say about 500 metres, definitely. So this person in the car has honked his horn, given you a bit of a spook. You pointed to the horse sign. Still beeping, they disappeared. You've travelled a few 100 metres up the road. He's done a U-turn out of sight, come screaming back again, honking the horn, and now chased you on the footpath.
Yeah.
Alright, so after you've fallen off the bonnet, what happened after that?
The girls caught my horse, come home, got my dad to ring the police. We sat there waiting. We were told that the police would be 20 minutes. I was on the bonnet of the car because I'd hurt my leg and he's yelling abuse at me and his wife got out of the car screaming about who she was. I had no idea who she was.
Tell us about this young lady. What did she, who did she claim to be, or what did she say to you when she got out of the car?
That she has a lot of legal background and that she's the daughter of the town mayor.
The daughter of the mayor we're talking about here. And do you know this young lady's name? If I can call her a lady.
Sally Abbott.
Sally Abbott, and the husband's Glenn.
Yes.
Alright, so Glenn and Sally went past you, beeped their horn, did a U-E, and now she's telling you, after they've chased you, you've fallen onto their bonnet, they're telling you that they've got some pull in this town. They know people.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty scary.
That they can do whatever they want. They own the roads and we shouldn't be riding our horses.
Wow, that's not the way it goes, guys. Just here to tell you. We're coming to see you too, by the way. You won't see this until it's too late, but we're coming to find you. Now, the police in Australia are here to protect and serve. If someone calls the police, they're the ones that should get seen first. I'm not sure if these police were friends with the Abbotts, but certainly it looks that way. Now this story does get a little deeper. The daughter Sally of the mayor thinks she's got some pull in the town. Now tell us what happened. You guys came home and called the police, or did you call them from down there?
The two girls that were with me went to catch my horse and brought it home.
Yep.
They told my dad what was going on, that I'd been in an accident. My dad rang the police.
Yep. So your dad rang the police from here?
Yeah.
Cool. And what happened then? When is the next time you saw the police?
Probably nearly 2 hours later.
Nearly 2 hours. So instead of coming here, where did they in fact go?
They met the Abbotts up at the BP server on the highway.
So they met the Abbotts, Glenn and Sally, up at the highway. That's interesting. Normally cops should come to where they're called.
After that, well, we had been waiting down there for ages for them, for about 20-30 minutes. I then got off the bonnet of the car. They went to drive away. I couldn't put any weight on my legs, so I was leaning on their car. When they went to go, they nearly ran me over, so I had to sit back down on the bonnet of the car. And then Mum got me over into the shade, sat me down. They drove off. We still sat there under the tree waiting for about another 25 minutes. And then my mum said, come on, let's go home and get you cleaned up. We come home, probably about another 30 minutes later, we seen the police drive past.
This is about 2 hours all up?
Yeah.
So you saw the police drive past your front road here that I can see, yeah?
Yeah. And then we seen the Abbott's vehicle following the police, so my mum said, come on, let's get in the car and go down there.
Cool. So you all got in your car?
Yeah.
So the police had Glenn and Sally behind them?
Yeah.
Alright, you hopped in your car and went down there. Then what happened? Did the police ask for your story?
Yep, they made me get out of the car. They said to all of us they only wanted my story, no one else's. I told them exactly what happened.
Did you get all the way through your story? Apparently they didn't want to hear it.
When I got to the point of him being on the footpath, the police cut me off and said that they had an independent witness. And I said, well, not that these girls are witnesses, it happened to them as well, so there's 4 of us in total. They did not want to talk to any of the other girls. Then he was saying to me that I jumped off my horse onto the bonnet of their car.
So the police asked you why you jumped off your horse onto a bonnet of someone's car?
Yes. I jumped off my horse. They had an independent witness that seen me do it.
Well, let's talk about this independent witness that that they happen to have. You mentioned a vehicle turning up after the incident, before the police got there. Tell us about this, a youth that turned up.
Probably about 5-10 minutes afterwards, when they're yelling abuse, Sally got out of the car, carrying on. She hopped back in the car and made a phone call. 5 minutes thereafter, a white ute with a male and a female pulled up. The female in that ute got out and hopped into Sally and Glenn's car, and I said, you can't do that, and they said, that's my witness. I said, well, no one was here to see that.
So they actually said to you that this is their witness, the person that turned up in the car 5 minutes after the event?
Yeah. And I said, you can't do that, they weren't here. And she said, my staff will do what my staff tells them to do, and yelling abuse, and that's where it come out that she was the daughter of the mayor.
Ah, so we've got another person pretending that they own the town.
Yes.
I see. This has to be stopped. So then, Kahela, you asked the police to come across the road and look at the tyre tracks where the horse were and the skid marks from the car. Did they go over and look at the skid mark?
No, they didn't want to. They were just dead set that all 4 horses were on the road all in one go. I said the only time 4 horses were on the road at once was when we had to cross the road.
Correct.
Said the vehicle was all 4 tyres on the footpath, all my horses have got shoes on, and it was a rainy day, so when they ride in the grass they'd be all mud tracks. The police did not want to go across the road and have a look because she didn't want to be hit by a car while crossing the road.
So after the cops got back in their car, you wanted to know their badge number? Obviously that's ridiculous. No cop should ever do that in Australia. Those 2, we're coming for you as well. So tell us about these 2 cops. What happened then?
The male cop basically said, no, he wasn't going across to have a look at the evidence. They then walked down to their car and hopped in it. I asked them for their badge number. They ignored me. I then went right up to the window and said, I have a right to have your badge number. I want this followed up. They still ignored me. Then my mum asked for the badge number. They wound the window down about yay much and then flicked a scrap piece of paper out the window at my mum with their badge number scribbled on just a ripped up piece of paper. No card, no nothing.
And drove off. Coming for you. So, Kayla, tell us, this is not the first run-in with the Abbotts you've had. Tell us about the first instance.
The first time was my mum, my next door neighbour and I were out riding. I was on my 3-year-old Greenbroke course. We got near the little causeway, probably 200 metres off our front gate. A black ute come flying down the road. I signalled for him to slow down or to stop because we were on the bridge. He come flying up on the side of the road. My horse started freaking out and he ran over and his back leg come down off the causeway. And as he hit the actual road again, he was half on the footpath and he was flicking rocks up and my horse just lost it. I then got home, tied my horse up, took my next door neighbour up there because she knew where the ute come from, and just asked them if they could slow down when they're out with the horses. The guy who reckons he owned the ute but wasn't driving then grabbed my shoulders and tried to shove me to the ground and told me to get the F off his property. He will do whatever he wants on the road, and I just said if you hit someone on a horse that you're going to get in a lot more trouble than what you're going to get by not making it to your farm on time.
Now, I don't like people that abuse power, especially mares. Now, these are the mare's children trying to act cool and act like they own the town. I did a bit of a Google search on Mayor John Brent. Top 2 stories are from the Courier Mail. Top one was about him being a dictator in his little shire here. Second one was him getting let off a speeding ticket by the police commissioner, I believe. Now, that's dodgy to start with. In his statement, he actually said, I quote, "I answered the phone and someone said, oh, hurry up, you're late." So his excuse was he didn't want to be late and let down the person he was meeting. Mr. Brent, I reckon you'd probably let down the people in your area if you'd killed the whole family. You didn't get charged with speeding, and you're a dumbass because you just admitted talking on the phone while you're driving, and the police didn't do anything. Mate, I'm coming for your job too. Robbo for mayor. You!